We've been in contact. You know, I've been on his show. Just look it up. Conan O'Brien interviews Rob Thomas.
Conan O'Brien has a history of interviewing Rob Thomas, so this is not out of the ordinary.
No, you're right. It makes sense that we stay in contact with him.
Yeah, that makes sense. We're live now. Should I spit out my gum?
Hey everybody, welcome to another week of Ghost in the Scene with Gio, Rob, and Mark.
Hello.
We're here in the scene, and we've been investigating a movie for you guys, and it is Dogma by Kevin Smith, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. The whole crew is in this one. Jay and Silent Bob.
Alan Rickman.
So you guys got to stick around. We have a lot of explosive material here. It's really worth going through the whole movie. We're going to tell you if this movie is even a safe movie to watch.
Exactly. And not only if it's safe, but we don't really get into if it's good either. We get into whether there are ghosts in this movie, okay? So you don't have to count the ghosts. We count for you. I got a notepad the size of my fist, and I got big fists. And so we count all the ghosts, and I'm going to say it a bajillion times. We count them all up.
Why aren't there dogs in Dogma? And what do the Baja Men know about it?
You'll find out. You will absolutely find that out.
And wait till you see what happens next. Or I guess wait till you hear what happens next, because it's a podcast.
Mm-hmm. The podcast
is on audio.
Exactly. We're multi-platform. All right. So
cool.
We got the video of Ben Affleck. Just to see, I watched this thing forward and backward. I can't find a single dog.
There's no dogs.
There's no dogs. What else do we got on this movie?
The 1999 that we did in the preview.
Exactly. That's going to be a big one too.
Mm-hmm.
Other things that happened in 1999. That's
pretty important.
Millennium came out.
Yes.
Yep.
That's big.
We're going to party like it's 1990. Hold up. It is.
I think Mambo number 5 came out.
Right. Oh, we wanted to talk about Who Let the Dogs Out, right?
Oh.
Yes.
Which was released in 2001, I want to say.
Oh, that's.
When did it come out in 2001?
Let's look this up because we had.
I believe it's pre 9/11. And 9/11 is an important date because that's when the interview happened.
That's when it happened.
Oh my God, it's so true. Wow.
Who let the dogs out?
So Who Let the Dogs Out?
That's Siri. Did Who Let the Dogs Out come out before 9/11?
Released July 26, 2000.
That witticism has been retired.
Oh.
The witticism has been retired?
Sure.
Oh, so this is another thing. They're trying to suppress the Baja Men because they're trying to let everyone know that they let the dogs out.
Man, okay.
They're trying to call them out on it. And this is another evidence. Siri is
I think that's
suppressing information.
That's all the evidence that I need to say that there are absolutely ghosts in this movie.
Yep.
I'm kind of pissed at Siri. I was trying to ask something.
Yeah. You heard that? What did she tell you? Some kind of witticism or something?
It has been retired.
So retired by who?
By, I don't know. She said that witticism had been retired, but I don't know.
This is something strange about Siri that maybe.
I mean, I was asking a real question.
Yeah. I think we need to put all of our fans on alert about Siri. Be careful of what you ask Siri, because we don't know where she's getting her information from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is privileged information that we're giving Siri every day, and yet you ask her one simple question and she refuses to answer. That's very suspect, and I feel like she's choosing to not answer that question for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Siri, let's cut to the chase. Is Dogma a haunted movie?
I'm not finding anything for Dogma haunted.
Okay.
Well, so Siri says no.
No, and okay. So
did someone tell you to say that?
Interesting.
Yes, you.
That's what I thought.
She's being very coy.
Here's what my point that I want to make here. It's very important that this is what a machine can do. A machine can look up on the internet and they can search up, these two keywords. But what we do as Ghost in the Scene is we really search the movie and we look for the ghosts. Okay, we don't just we don't web search here.
Never.
Ghosts are it's all about intuition, really. It's when we're looking for these ghosts. You can't just use Google. Where's a ghost in my house? It doesn't work like that.
Not at all. You know what? But it wouldn't hurt if you Googled, is there a ghost in my house? And if there's a yes or no, it would make me sleep better at night, knowing at least definitively if there was a ghost in my house. So you can just Google that yourself. Google if there's a ghost.
I'm gonna do that right now.
I mean, be careful because you don't want to find out something on live on podcast and on YouTube that you're gonna regret.
I'm willing to roll those dice, baby.
Okay.
Let's see. It's
Go
loading.
ahead, try it out.
Just so you're aware, you might conjure a ghost just by doing this search.
By googling ghost, you might conjure a ghost. That's true.
Yeah, it's mostly fake news. No, ghosts aren't real. Your father's probably just played a trick on you.
What? No.
So both Siri and Google are denying the existence of ghosts?
Yeah.
Wow. Apple and Google are both ghost deniers. I didn't realize this before. I wasn't aware of this before. This is very strange. I thought they were progressive scientific establishments. I thought they were pioneers of the future, and yet they ignore the evidence of ghosts and how they're real.
I feel a little hurt too, since we use their platforms.
Mm-hmm.
We are on, using Google right now to stream the show to all of you who are watching on Facebook or on our podcast or on YouTube, using these same services that are denying everything that we're even saying or everything that we're about, really.
Really?
That's bad.
What really hurts me the most is that they have moderators that watch all of the shows. Every single YouTube show that gets filmed on Google, they have moderators that watch, hundreds of moderators.
Hundreds.
And so they know the chief executives, they get reports on what these watchers, on what they watch every single day. So they know the evidence that we're reporting on. Okay. We're freelance reporters pretty much for Google. I mean, that's the way I think about it. We're doing the good work for the world. We're showing you evidence, okay? And it's being caught live on video and now in podcast. So really, I'm just shocked that they would both be so anti-ghost. And I'm shocked that I am shocked because I shouldn't be shocked,
No, I get it.
It's sad.
It's really sad.
But
it comes back to, for me, what it really comes back to is Dogma, guys. In 1999, that is a pivotal year.
Wait a minute, hold on. 1999.
Keep on going. Before the millennium. Yeah, it's right before the millennium happened, and when these internet companies started to take off. You had to worry about the Y2K.
The boom.
Well, now we're saying, the boom. There was the big boom that no one really actually talked about, but happened. And I think we're seeing some of the repercussions today. And I think Dogma is a really important, portal into what's going on there.
Exactly.
It's very important. And I think Gilbert Ryle really summed it up the best here. And I have a quote, if I could share it on screen for all you guys, viewers at home. And then I'll read it out loud for you listeners. So this is Gilbert Ryle. I don't have to tell you guys who Gilbert Ryle is. You obviously...
Of course not.
Everyone knows him. But look at this. The dogma of the ghost and machine maintains that there exists both bodies and minds, that there occur physical processes and mental processes, that there are mechanical causes of corporal movements and mental causes of corporal movements. Gilbert Ryle. I mean, I couldn't have said it any clearer than Gilbert right there.
Wow, guys. So there you have it. Dogma and ghost used in the same sentence by Gilbert Ryle, nonetheless.
Nonetheless. And, I mean, I don't understand.
Makes you wonder.
why this, here's Gilbert coming out, and this is a very popular movie at the time, and the media just totally just buried this quote.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know if you guys remember back in '99, everything Gilbert Ryle was saying was in the news.
Exactly. That was a year of Ryle.
Yeah, it was like Gilbert Ryle puts on his shoes. It was in the news.
We were all riled up.
And that's where we get it from. We were all riled up.
We were all riled up. And here's Gilbert Ryle just really laying it down. What you were just saying about technology,
mm-hmm.
and it all relates. I mean, just the ghosts and the Google and Dogma was kind of the start of that all. And I just really want to thank Gilbert for really making that clear and apologize to him for the media just not showing the world what the wisdom he had to share.
Yeah, and for our viewers who don't know and have not seen this film, we're talking about the film Dogma, made by ex-NHL player Kevin Smith, and a film that he made in 1999, starring Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Exactly. We have a lot of compatible views on this movie, viewers and listeners, but there are some things and some holes that I have explored that are just a little bit too deep for some people. And so when we get there, when we get to that point, I will instruct you guys to just hear me out and to understand that I come from a place of peace and of knowledge, and I want you to be the same. Okay? Now let's have a good investigation of Dogma, because together we're going to find out how many ghosts exactly are in this movie. And it's going to be surprising. I'm really going to be surprised. I believe so.
And then at the end, we're going to give it the official ghost rating after we find the amount, so you can, know how safe this movie is to watch. I think it's important to know before you're exposed to ghosts, like how powerful the presence are here. So this is going to be something a little bit new for you, but I think it's important for our viewers. If you want to see this film, it's important to know the ghost rating on the film before you get started, so you know what sort of protection you need to wear before you get started.
Okay, that's definitive ghost rating. That doesn't change. That is static. Once we make it, it is set in stone. That many ghosts, it doesn't change from then on. Okay, so if we find no ghosts, that's guaranteed safe no matter what. Okay, you got the ghost in the scene seal of approval. So let's get into it. 1999 was a crazy year. Okay, a lot of crazy things happened. I just read that was a year that Pamela and Tommy divorced.
Well, of course.
Okay, so already it's off to a rocky start. It's not starting good. The vibes are very bad. Already we have the 1999 flipped upside down is 666. Okay, 1666. Now that's
6661.
Exactly. Now that's even scarier.
666 the first time.
Now you could even say that maybe.
Or would it be the second time? Because if 666 would that be the first time? And then, like when you're saving a file and a document, and you make the same document, it would be one would be the second one.
True.
Do you understand? So,
yes.
Are you saying it might get confused if you messed up your number convention?
Yeah, it would be like a duplicate. So 666 again would be 1.
666 again.
And then 6662 would be 3.
Now this is very interesting, because if we look back in history, we see that there is a year 1666.
Is there?
Right? Yes. If you count back far enough from 1999, you will hit, if you go far enough, 1666, which was the
incredible.
first 666. That was the first 666.
Right side up, though.
Yeah.
Now, whatever movie came out in 1666 probably was on the same level of haunted as Dogma.
Yeah. So I know we have a lot of cinephiles watching the show as well. If you know the Oscar for Best Picture in 1666, please just drop us a line so we can inform the community.
Totally. And I'm going to do a quick internet search to see if anyone died in 1666. I'm not sure. I don't know that information offhand, but I'm going to see.
I know a handful of people, but it's very irrelevant. They're my personal friends, so I don't think it'd be anybody famous that would be related to Dogma. So I'm not going to release their information online. Thank you.
It turns out a few people did die in 1666.
Oh my God.
Wow. Oh my God.
And what I know is in 1999, some people also died. So that's two things in common.
Okay. Let's start off with Dogma, the movie. Okay. The brainchild of Kevin Smith. Jason Mewes apparently memorized every single line of every single actor. Everyone heard that story. He's a savant. He knows every word. Okay, we're not going to get into the actors. They're great people. We're not going to get into any of that stuff. Okay, Alan Rickman, rest his soul. Okay, we know that he's an angel. He's not a ghost.
Rest your soul.
Okay, this is about Kevin. Little Kevin, you're out there. You're listening. This is about your movie, and this is about what you did. You put no dogs in this movie.
None.
Not a single dog. And this movie's called Dogma. It's so misleading. It's so egregious. It has to be haunted. Because there's a reason why there's no dogs in this movie. You have to ask yourself, where did they go?
Were they there before? And
they were there before.
Left?
Why would they film a movie
obviously
called Dogma and not put dogs in them?
Right. You're gonna film a movie called Dogma. They must have had dogs all over that set.
They should.
But someone must have let them out.
Somebody must have got rid of the dogs somehow, right? They had to get rid of the dogs somehow. And I don't know how they did it. I'm not going to say, well, I don't want to be definitive. I'm going to say allegedly Kevin did.
Okay. All right.
Because I wasn't there. I didn't see him do anything to any dogs. But somehow they were let out. And they were not let in the movie. And their absence from the movie speaks volumes for Kevin Smith. Okay?
You know, dogs are also very perceptible. Dogs are very perceptive to ghosts in the paranormal. So that's one reason why you might want to try to get rid of dogs if you're suddenly making a movie with ghosts in it.
Totally.
Exactly. So, where are the dogs? I searched long and hard for this through this movie, and I didn't see a single dog. Okay, there are scenes with Alan Rickman and Chris Rock. There are scenes with Selma Hayek and Jason Mewes, and she's dancing, and they fight a poop monster. But not a single time do I hear the bark or the yip of a dog, and it just kind of breaks your heart to think all the dogs that were left out of this movie, and from a movie called Dogma. Basically, it's like making a movie called Hotel for Dogs, and it's a hotel for people. Well, it's false advertisement. You go to the movie.
They should give their money back to all their ticket holders.
Exactly. And
Hotel for Dogs, great movie. Should have won the Oscar.
It didn't.
It didn't though.
It didn't win.
No.
Okay.
Snubbed.
But I did get a text from one of our fans, Cineghost fan 92, and the Oscar winner for 1666 was A Bug's Life, actually.
Okay.
That was the year that one won.
It's a great film.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to let our fans contribute.
At least the Oscars didn't have their heads up their butts like the rest of the world, because 1999 was one hell of a year. So, dogs. No dogs. But we're not the first people to have noticed this. Okay? We're kind of sad to say, but we are late to this investigation. We kind of stumbled upon an already going investigation, and it's been going for years. In fact, it started not long after the movie was released. Rob, I think this is your brainchild. This is what you found. Go ahead and Tell us what you found.
Yeah, so I didn't really mean to come across this sort of information. I just happened to hear the song on the radio. One of my favorites from the early 2000s. That was really a high watermark for music in my perception, is the early 2000s. So here on the radio, a song I haven't heard in ages. And of course, I mean, as you probably might figure out by now, we're talking about the classic Baha Men song, Who Let the Dogs Out, released in 2001. So, you know, I was just starting to think of that again. And so I reached out to my buddies, you know, the Baha Men, to ask them what's going on. And they were actually really, really silent on the issue. They kind of kept on, diverting my questions and didn't want to really say much. I didn't feel so right about that after we hung up. You know, so I decided to do a little bit more digging, and it turns out there are some serious, you know, settlements that have been made against them to keep quiet about this issue. It was really startling.
Wow.
That is startling. What I suspect, and this is your study, but I think this was meant as kind of a protest song about big media. And who let the dogs out of Dogma is what they were really trying to say.
Right.
Exactly, Mark. Thank
and
you.
even though I can't confirm this, it made it sound like it was some heavy hitters down in Los Angeles, some sort of producer types that kept on handing out these lawsuits. They would actually hire people to go out and spy on them.
On the Baha Men.
On the Baha Men. Although, you know, it's hard. The paper trails are very difficult. Whoever's doing this was an expert at it and would do it for years.
Wow.
And, you know, and I have a suspicion, and it's, you know, I would say it's a bombshell, but I feel like we're a little late on this one, unfortunately, due to circumstance. But I'm going to go for it anyway, because I feel like it really proves the point of what's going on. Okay. You know, as I was going through more of this case, and like, you know, why aren't, you know, these are my buddies. Like, we tell each other anything, and suddenly they're not talking about this. And then hearing down the waves, down the pipeline, that there was some sort of producer. So I decided to go back to that film and do some more research. You always read the credits. Stay after the film is over in a movie and watch the credits. That is to everyone out there. Do it. You will learn so much about what happens behind the scenes there, and how a movie actually works. And this is, you know, after hearing this, you'll know why. Because in the credits, there's a special thanks section. You know, the filmmakers have all the people they want to talk to. And this is something that I have found. This credit in particular. Quote, "The director would like to thank our man on the inside who didn't let us dangle, Harvey Weinstein."
What the fuck?
Just let that soak in for a second.
What the fuck?
Kevin Smith
Harvey
had special thanks to the known conjurer,
oh my god,
Harvey
Kevin
Weinstein, who
Yuck.
didn't let them dangle. Now, I want us to focus on that word as well.
Dangle.
It all has to do about the special powers that Harvey uses to conjure up ghosts by furious masturbation.
Of course.
Remember, Rob, this is a family show.
Well, I know, but we need to have the facts be out there sometimes. There's no going around what is going on.
Yes.
We just turned a corner, Mark. I'm sorry to say that we have left our family-oriented lifestyle behind, okay? We're balls to the fucking wall.
Whoa.
Explicit. That's an E for all you guys out there, all you people out there who are too afraid to say it. That's explicit. So I don't care what the F anybody says. I'm gonna say the fuck word as much as I want.
Stop.
It doesn't. I don't care.
It's embarrassing.
We're explicit.
Now, Gio, I also want to say that, using such language is also a powerful tool. So that also may conjure up some ghosts during this whole conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want us to be ready to deal with that when that happens, because I feel like it is important to express what we need to express.
Yes.
But be aware of our consequences.
True. And you know what? I will say that I'm willing to roll the dice in this situation, especially because I believe that my use of these words will not only conjure my true feelings, but they will also conjure my strength to fight ghosts, as well as maybe if there are ghosts, I will have strength to fight them with what I have in me, power of words. So, well, you can say as many F's as you want now, okay? As many A's and as many B's. It's all good here.
I don't want to say any.
All right, that's very
nice. I won't say any.
You don't have to. So, let's get back to Dogma here, okay? Because it's not about F words or C words here in Dogma. As much as they say bad words, this is a very holy movie. They're very religious. They talk about God and Jesus and the devil and angels, right? So it has to be haunted. There has to be something that they're taking everything from, right? You don't pull angels from out of nowhere, out of a hat, right? You make a deal with someone to get an angel on set.
And these Hollywood types too, they know everybody, and they do their research as well. So it seems very implausible that a movie that at this budget wasn't consulting some sort of angels and demons.
Exactly. I mean, I know the demon they were consulting was Harvey Weinstein. So
of course
they had that under control. They had an in-house demon. But for the angel, that cost some extra cash, especially in a place like Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Am I right? Probably. Who knows? Who knows how much they go for nowadays? Constantine, Tilda Swinton, she was an angel. Probably $1 million. Probably $2 million. But nevertheless,
at minimum price,
Exactly. So they had angels. They had 2 angels on this movie. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Okay. Now Matt Damon is the star. He's the baby of Hollywood. Everyone loves him. He's been in everything good, and he's been in nothing bad, right? I mean, no one can say anything bad about him. And I'm not going to start. Ben Affleck, on the other hand, he's had a troubled life. Okay, he's had relationship problems. He's had drinking problems. He's just a man from the East Coast. He can only be so strong all the time, and he falters sometimes, and that's only human. And I will posit that it's not all his fault, that something infected him in the movie Dogma, and it has followed him for the rest of his career. And it ultimately ends in and this is all very alleged, in the crashing of the Twin Towers.
Oh my God.
Okay. Now, who knows? Now, this is the butterfly effect in real life.
I thought we were talking about Dogma.
We are. Now that's what's really scary. We're still talking about Dogma, okay? Because that's the butterfly effect. You make a movie called Dogma,
and then the butterfly effect comes out 2 years later.
And then when 9/11 happens,
2 years later,
suddenly Ben Affleck is on Conan O'Brien, okay? And that's something that we'll talk about in a little while. But I think we should probably bring it up right now. So first, I guess before we show the video, I want to tell you guys another thing that happened in 1999. Okay, this is a factoid, and maybe I'll even share it so that everyone can see, so they don't think I'm crazy. Okay, because this is something that shook me. Okay, I'm gonna highlight it in blue too, so everyone can see it. Okay, here it is. Do you see it? George W. Bush announces he'll be candidate. Texas Governor George W. Bush announced that he would be running for president in 2000 primaries. He said that his usage of cocaine was a political gain. Oh, actually, game. So not gain. So
yeah, you take cocaine and it makes you better at politics.
Exactly.
Everyone knows that.
So there you go. He is explicitly saying that he did cocaine for fun as a political game, and that he's running for president in 2000. Now, I'm not saying that Dogma exactly influenced the Twin Towers. I'm saying that the year 1999 spurned a lot of terrible weeds that spread
Chaotic
out
energy.
into the universe. Dogma was one of them. Okay? Sowing the seeds of the Twin Towers with George W. Bush announcing his candidacy is another. That's two different camps. They have nothing to do with each other, and yet they're both connected by the mother root of corruption. And that's why I want to say I have nothing but good faith and good feelings, and all my sympathies for everybody involved in the filming and the shooting of Dogma. Other than Kevin Smith, with the absence of dogs, I have nothing to say about this movie. There are ghosts, and we should discuss them. And maybe we should show this clip, because this is actually a very important clip.
And to set this up, this was an interview, a press interview that Ben Affleck, he was doing press interviews for the film Dogma around its release in 1999.
Okay, here we go.
On September 11th, 1999.
I'm going to get to... Let's see.
The adult stuff. Right, you get a little risque in fact, that was the idea. They kept saying, look, it's an adult men's magazine. It's not for the kids, so you can talk about the adults.
So this is really telling. Can you guys hear this?
Yes.
The sort of popularity of Viagra.
Yes.
The interviewer.
Okay.
And I thought it would kind of be funny to joke about taking Viagra. Yeah.
This is on 9/11. This is on September 11th, guys. Look how disturbed Conan is.
There's some really bad energy in this video.
I'll get my lesbian kiss after all. All right.
Wow. Very tasteful, Conan.
And I said, oh, yeah, well, you take Viagra when you're 27 to feel like you're 15. But then I said, oh, I almost had a heart attack. And, I fell over. And I thought it was kind of funny. Maybe not that. I'm not a professional comedian.
Now, look how terrible Ben Affleck is at laughing. He's miserable.
And the people from the company got very upset. The Pfizer people, the good people from Pfizer, and they issued a statement in response to what I said, which was that Viagra is not for recreational use. In fact, it's purely for medical use, and recreational use is entirely inappropriate.
Do not give it. Do not listen to Ben Affleck.
No, don't. And but then it occurred to me, well, isn't that the whole point? That it's recreational use?
It is for recreational.
Where does it get medical? Even Bob Dole, he takes it really seriously. He's like, stay still, buddy.
Right here. Look at that. Right there. Did you see that?
No. Where was it?
The coffee mug.
Okay, hold on. Right there. The coffee mug moves.
The whole point that it's recreational
It
use?
is for recreational.
Right there. Right there. You see it?
He did not touch it.
It moves.
All by itself.
One more time.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm really spooked right now.
Who's spooky?
He's like, stay still, lady.
Look at that.
Oh my God. As he's masturbating as well.
Exactly.
Just like Harvey.
Terrible.
So
wow.
Gio, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I want to, let everyone know that, I know Conan. I've been on his show several times. Just Google Rob Thomas on Conan O'Brien, and you'll see some of our work together. But all to say that I have a rapport with Conan, and I actually reached out to him regarding this incident, and I was fortunate enough for him to reach back to me. He's oftentimes very private about talking about past interviews, so this is pretty significant that he actually felt comfortable to reach out to us. And Conan, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to read this on our show. So here it goes. So Conan writes, "Dear Ghost in the Scene, thank you for reaching out to me regarding my 1999 interview with Ben Affleck. I have always felt uneasy about the appearance and frankly embarrassed to tell anyone.
Oh,
I didn't think they would believe me.
Jeez.
Ben Affleck conjured a ghost out of his penis. That is God's truth. Conan O'Brien.
So there you have it, guys. I mean, I think that's pretty much case closed on Ben Affleck's penis. Is there's a ghost, and he is sick, and he makes them out of his penis, and he did it in front of Conan O'Brien, nonetheless. So the sheer brazenness of that act is just incredible.
It just shows you the exposure to paranormal activity on that set.
It really does.
And how intense it must have been to have been bottled up in his penis like that.
So 1999 was a very terrible year, guys. Pamela, she could have made it work, but the year brought her down. Okay, don't blame Tommy. Get back with him. It was the year. The year was bad.
It's a bad year.
Man.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the butterfly effect too. If Tommy and Pamela stuck it out, maybe there wouldn't have been a 9/11.
Also, I mean, let's even look at some other facts to see what could have been. 1999 was a year. If things didn't happen, what could have happened, right? Okay, Woodstock 99. New York, 3 days, Limp Bizkit, Kid Rock, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Korn.
Creed was there too, I think.
And Creed. There were assaults, mud wars, and fires during the concert. Now that's fun, okay? That's a lot of fun. If that never happened, who knows where we'd be now? What if that happened? What if we were in World War III? Okay? So that's what I'm talking about. Now this is something else. Okay? The Matrix comes out. JFK Jr.'s plane crashed. Also in 1999. Okay? Wayne Gretzky, the great one, retired in 1999.
He saw it coming.
Possibly the most insidious of all of these was the attack of the boy bands. Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, O-Town, 98 Degrees, all claimed fame in 1999. Butterfly effect, without this year, we could be living in a utopia or a dystopia, and we'll never know. But all I know is that this movie Dogma is haunted. It's as haunted as it gets.
It's really
I'd say that we're gonna have to give it like at least a 17 ghost. 17 out of 20. Or how are we gonna measure this now?
Now here's my thing. I don't believe in now I said they're static and I meant it. But here's now what I'm going to clarify. I do not believe that some movies fit into the singular 5-point scale. I think some movies are on a million point scale. I think some movies are on a 10-point scale. Okay? Now, I think you're right in saying now there's about 17 to maybe 25 ghosts in this movie.
I think we counted at least that many.
Exactly. And sometimes they go so fast in between takes that it's hard to count. But I counted at least 24 to 25 ghosts in the entire movie, not including the end credits, which I skipped. So there could be at least another 15 in there.
And do you remember the runtime of this movie?
I'm going to say it was at least 2 hours. Let me look it up.
Okay. Yeah, we need that exact because we need to come up with exactly our ghosts per frame here.
Mark, how many ghosts did you find in this movie?
6.
Okay, so he found a total of 6 in this movie. So chalk that up. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes. So I was 10 minutes off there. So
130 minutes.
130 minutes total. Okay, and I found at least 25. You found 6. That's 31. Plus your 17. Okay. Now that's at least 200 ghosts.
Yeah, it's like at least 200 per frame.
Wow. Guys, I would suggest you wear probably your helmet, probably your sunglasses, maybe some gloves when you wear this one. If you have any kind of lead lining, like a vest, if you go to the dentist and they have a used one, I'd ask if you could borrow that, and when you watch this movie, when you take it home, just so you could watch this movie and feel safe, because this isn't a movie to be messed around with. There are angels in this movie, and there are absolutely devils that can come out and take your soul in this movie. That's my final thought on that.
And you're not going to know which is which until it's too late.
You're never going to know.
And what's really sad is that even like you might be convinced that you were touched by an angel, but in reality, the whole time, you're lying and that you're under the illusion of a devil, you know? And that's the Ben Affleck effect. Okay? No, and I'm not trying to speak ill on his career. I'm just trying to say that sometimes when you act bad things happen to you. Okay? And you may be haunted by ghosts forever. And that's just the way it is. So I think case closed. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I think we really hit the nail on that one.
Wow. Congratulations, guys. Another really job well done. We did weeks of investigative work on this one, but really it feels good to really finally kind of get this off our chest. We're done. No more Dogma. We can leave Kevin Smith alone. All the emails that we're forwarding and sending back to each other, we can just throw those in the trash. I'm feeling pretty good about myself. What's in the roster? What are you guys thinking about for next investigation? Is there anything that's been piquing your interest? Something that's got your attention?
Good question.
Because I've been thinking about some stuff. Absolutely.
Mark, was there any films that you've seen recently?
Not that I can think of that are particularly ghostly. No.
You know, all this talk about doubles as well has made me been thinking back. I've been doing a lot of archive research recently. I'm trying to find more of a holistic, approach to my investigations to make sure that to see how far back in movies this really goes and how pervasive this has been, and to start charting that. The original Dracula movie in 1931 actually had two productions happen at the same time. This is back in the day. They would have, movies. They would send them around the world, and they would make different versions. And then they didn't really dub things back then. They would just make the movie twice, one in English and one in another language. Dracula in 1931 did this. It has an English version with an English cast, and it also has the Spanish version with a Spanish-speaking cast. So the fact that they're doing the same scenes on the same set as well, they're repeating this film that is about Nosferatu and replaying him again. So it's really giving a lot more chance for there to be an energy there.
Exactly. And the fact that they're doing it in two different languages just makes it easier for a ghost to attach themselves, because the power of words said in two different languages is just like concrete, solidified.
It's the same words as well. So if you're saying the same thing but in different ways, you're calling out on that many more ghosts.
1931 was such a stupid year. Those people were so stupid to do this.
Dumbasses.
They're dumb.
And I mean, look at a movie that came 300 years prior, A Bug's Life, and it's way more colorful.
1956, it came out.
I mean, you can't really blame them. We're going through the Renaissance at that time, where people were really focusing on craft and artwork. So it's no surprise that a film like A Bug's Life was created from such a high watermark in history.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Then again, to think that it has such lasting power really gives me a wonder as to whether it does have some ghosts in it. I know it holds up, but what's holding it up,
Yeah, I mean, maybe it wasn't made with the intention for ghosts, but it's been around for so long. Maybe there's a ghost that has latched on to it.
Has been hiding inside of it. A reluctant Renaissance ghost. Interesting. We might
Very
have to look into this. So we have a couple candidates for next week. Then we have the Curious Case of the Doubles that we can search into, and of course we have Hiding Renaissance Painter, possibly hiding in a bug's life. You can follow us on our podcast. That's Ghost in the Scene. You can do it on Apple. You can do it on Google Podcast. Pretty much anywhere that you find podcasts, you can find it. Android, on Apple. You can find us on Instagram at Ghost in the Meme. That's underscore between every word. Ghost in the Meme. Ghost in the Scene on Facebook. Ghost
on MySpace.
MySpace.com/Ghost in the Meme. We're on YouTube, of course. Our YouTube show is in its second year. We are rocking in the free world. We're doing it hard. So keep on watching, keep on following, like, subscribe, and stick with us. Stay in the dang scene. What else do you guys got to say?